toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Hey everybody, Ketwolski here, checking in with another one of our hashtag Star Trek discussions videos. Today we are going to be covering the last little bits of information leading up into the first episode of Star Trek Picard, which airs next week, which I am very, very excited for. I think a lot of people are super excited for, and I literally cannot wait for. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know. I'm going to talk about Children of Mars. I'm going to talk about a couple of reactions that came out from the two premieres that we had for Star Trek Picard, and then we're going to review the last thing that we're going to talk about spoiler-wise and early release-wise on this channel, which is a trailer that was just released by Amazon Prime Video featuring Picard and Data. So all of this information is probably going to be very spoiler-heavy, so if you're not interested in that, please click away from this video and go check out a different one. Maybe I'll upload a video of me just singing Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. Whoa! So, Children of Mars has been out for a few weeks now. You know, I know I'm late to the game with, reviewing this particular short trek. Now, for those of you guys who don't remember, this particular short trek led directly into the start of, I guess you could say the season 1 of Picard. Now, it's not exactly right on the line in terms of timeline-wise, but this is the last lead-up thing, kind of connected with the Countdown third issue comic that goes right into the beginning of Star Trek Picard. And in this one, it was well shot, I thought. I thought the music choice was interesting. I thought that it was definitely a bold maneuver to try to tell a story of these two young girls whose family is off on Mars building starships, and they're stuck in San Francisco. And they're feeling isolated and alone, and it was a very interesting way to kind of build a story of those two little girls without really sharing too much dialogue. I think they had like a few lines like right at the beginning, and then the rest of the short trek is actually just music and cinematography and the different acting and the different set pieces and stuff like that to kind of build this story of kind of a conflict between these two young girls. And then at the end, they kind of come together because they realize that they're sharing in a loss, which is that Mars itself has been attacked. Now, it's unclear in the short trek if Mars has been entirely destroyed, so I'm not quite sure if we're there yet, but I did theorize that Mars was going to be attacked just based off of a video that I did a couple weeks ago. So that seems to be on the money there, so hooray for that. But I was wrong about who it was that was attacking, or at least who they say is attacking in Children of Mars. So at the end of that episode, it's implied that rogue synths are, in charge of this attack on Mars, who attack Utopia Planitia shipyards, who attack the fleet that Geordi LaForge is building there to help with the Romulan evacuation and attack Mars in general. It's unclear if that is a cover story or if that is really what happened. Now, there's two different ways this could go in my mind. It is a cover story, and the Romulans did it, and the Federation covered it up so that way there was no damage to the desire to continue to help Romulan refugees during the Hoba supernova evacuations, and that's what Picard found out and he was upset about. The other one is that it is, in fact, rogue synths, and that had something to do with Data and trying to rebuild Soong-type androids, or maybe even going as far as other types of synthetic androids that people have worked on. We don't really know too much about where synthetic technology is at this particular point in the future. We have seen Data-like robots inside of the, trailers for Star Trek Picard, I should say androids, inside of the Star Trek trailer for Picard, but we don't really know exactly what's going on with these synths. Now, the secondary thing here is if it is the synths, that may be who Daj is, and maybe she's related in some technological lineage way back to Data's technology, and somebody has utilized the information from Data, kind of like, I think it was Commander Maddox, or whatever the hell that guy's name was, who wanted to disassemble Data to build another Soong-type robot, Measure of Man, where he bent the bar, and all that jazz. So that may have continued on in the background, and now we've arrived at this point where rogue synthetics have attacked the Federation because they were doing something illegal, or maybe they were hurting them in some way, or capturing them, or whatever it is. But perhaps Daj is a descendant of these synthetics, or another type of synthetic that has come out from that little lineage path, and Picard feels a connection to her because of her technological lineage back to Data. I don't know. There's definitely two different ways, or possibly a whole different third way that this could go, but rogue synths was not on my radar at all, so I was kind of surprised to see that, which is why I'm still thinking it might be a cover story, but I guess we'll find out here in a very short period of time. Talking about short periods of time, The Picard show will be released next week, which means that we just got done with our LA and UK premieres. Now, I'm not going to get into spoiler reviews. There are several out there, and there's also people who are tweeting and sharing Facebook posts that cover a bunch of different spoilers, which people who that I know did go to the premiere have confirmed for me that some or all of those informations that are being shared out are real. Not everything, but some of those things are. So be careful with reading those spoiler types of little tweets or little posts and stuff like that, because they may be sprinkling in some truth in there with some bullshit in order to get you mad and also spoil the show for you, which is like the ultimate troll maneuver. The people that went to the LA premiere got to watch the first 3 episodes. Those at the UK premiere got to watch the first episode, but got a cool Q&A panel. Friends of the channel over at Trek Central were actually there live. They actually posted up a really cool video at the UK premiere where they did a bunch of interviews with some of the cast members and some of the producers and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I'll link their video down in the description. You should definitely check that out. But the LA premiere, I do know quite a few people that got to go to that, and the word that I got is the show is amazing. It is not like TNG, it is definitely not like Discovery, and it is its own thing entirely. And the big thing that I had, the big question that I had for a lot of people is the script good? Is the story good? Is it something that we should actually really be excited about? And I was told by one particular person that the show itself is entirely different in terms of feeling, tone, and everyone's expectations are going to shift. Most of the theories that people have had are in fact not true at all. So that I think he's talking to me about, because I have a lot of theories about the show. So maybe I don't really know what's going on, and maybe they've done a great job with kind of subterfuging everything kind of going around there. But yeah, everything that I've heard so far has been really fantastic. I have not heard anybody come out of the previews that have said it's terrible, but you got to take that for what it is, though. Full disclosure, I mean, obviously, if you get invited to one of these premieres, the likelihood of you shitting on it, beyond the fact that you're under an embargo, which you can't talk about until the premiere anyways, but of the regular show anyways, but the fact that you'd come out and give an initial impression of it's dog shit is very unlikely, because you probably are an presser or somebody who wants to be invited back for the second season premiere, which we now know about. So you got to take these stuff with a grain of salt, and I get that. People are very excited about the night. They're very hyped. They're coming off the the LA stuff. They're like there with all these people and all these actors, and you can get carried away perhaps. I understand that. I respect that as a reality. But I am still reporting to you guys that the overall reaction, even after several days after the fact, that people still really loved it, and the story is really sticking with them, and they cannot wait to find out what happens in the rest of the season. So take that as you will. I'm very excited about it, and I literally cannot wait any longer. So I just need next week to come already. So the last thing that we're going to talk about today is actually going to be the very last video and picture and description that we're going to talk about on this channel that's tying into the season 1 of Picard. I don't want to talk anymore about the show leading up to it. We're T-minus here. We're so close to the start. I'm sure they're going to continue to release more and more footage, but I am personally going to be avoiding it as much as I can, because this last one I thought just shared a little bit too much for me, and I was like, all right, I need to stop now, because I don't want to spoil the experience of watching this, show firsthand. So this is the last one that we're going to talk about for until the, after the first season premiere. So the video that we're going to talk about is a very short little clip of Data and Picard playing a game of cards on the Enterprise D, what appears to be the Enterprise D 10 forward lounge. Data is wearing his Star Trek Nemesis uniform. Picard is wearing civilian clothes, offering him some tea, kind of wanting him to prolong this game because he doesn't want it to end. And things look a little weird, because on the background outside of the 10 forward window is Mars. And Data, kind of accuses Picard of saying, hey, why are you stalling this game? Is because he said he doesn't want it to end, and then suddenly Mars is getting attacked. He turns back to the table, Data's gone, and then Picard wakes up in his bed. So it's clearly a nightmare, or perhaps even like a vision being sent to him in some way, shape, or form. Maybe he's getting some locutus of Borg signals, I don't know. But it's definitely what appears to be like some kind of a nightmare situation. He's hanging out with Data in 10 forward, they're having some tea, and this is definitely a regretful nightmare where he's got the loss of the Enterprise D, which he lost, he's got the loss of Data, which he lost, and we know that for a fact that Mars was attacked. It's unclear if it's completely gone, but he's definitely got a lot of loss there. So this is certainly a nightmare, and is portraying a lot of guilt to the audience that Picard is feeling and dreaming about on the regular. The only little extra tidbit here is that Data lays down his cards for what he's playing, and it's all the Queen of Hearts. Now, it's quite interesting. What does that mean? A lot of people are theorizing that that has something to do with Daj and that she's going to be the Borg Queen. I don't have any allusions to that being true. I think it's a nice little tease that may lead to something, but her being a Borg queen, I don't want to just jump onto that bandwagon. There's obviously something going on with synthetics, with the Romulans, and with the Borg, and with the Federation, but what that really is at this point, I'm having a hard time now to draw a line between all of these different plot threads. I've done the best I can, but really struggling now to kind of continue to draw those connective tissue lines without actually seeing the show, so I can't wait to see how these things all blend together. Alright guys, that wraps up today's little discussion video. Just to kind of let you know what's going on channel-wise, I did get a couple of offers to do some extra work for a few different productions. I'm kind of pursuing a few of those right now. Some of them really excite me. More kind of concrete information on that to follow. The other thing is I will be, as of right now, planning on doing a 1 or 2 hour live stream pre-show before Picard is released on the 23rd. I won't be doing one for the international one because I got to go to work, but I do plan on trying to do a live pre-show where we're going to be talking a little bit until the show drops on CBS All Access, and then I'm going to be turning it off because I want to go watch the damn show, but I'm going to try to see if we can't set that up and maybe get on a couple of guest YouTubers to come on and chit-chat for a little bit. Maybe not for long for them, but just to come on the show and then dip out, and then I can kind of get a rotating revolving door of people to come and hang out with, so I'm very excited about that. So anyways, guys and gals, let me know what you guys think about Children of Mars down in the comments. Are you excited to see the season 1 of Picard? And what do you think about this latest teaser trailer released by Amazon Prime? Let me know what you think down below. Go ahead and get the conversation started. Live long and prosper, my Trekkies!